This one, first one, I usually do it off by heart, but I wrote this one because I came here, I got mad inspired, because like, political, yeah, that's me all over the place, but this was just a whole different level of just, wow, Jesus, gives a bit of that. So I was like, inspired, went home, wrote this, and it's called Brass Tacks, and forgive me if I mess it up, because it's brand new. So was Morgan's, but he didn't mess up, so now the pressure's on. But anyways, here we go. Working twice your age in hours for less than minimum wage, but legally it's all G, so we'll just turn the page to a different story. Sure, it's only for the minute. There's nothing in it, and there's nothing else out there. Or at least that's the fear that's seeded in the minds of the youth since the big boy bankers burst the bubble and left us in the rubble. The best of us still babies, but still we're the ones in trouble. We get the burden of blame. They're all the same, won't get up off their backside, won't get up off that phone. Why don't you battle the landslide trying to buy your own home in 2018? It's clear the working class is still a working machine, and the electronic age is closing the gap between man and manual labour. Do us a favour and digitise the criticised aspects of human error while you try code the compassion held by a carer or a shopkeep who lets you off a few quid at least once a week because he knows you're struggling too. And he knows there's nothing else to do except ease your burden by a few brass tacks, to which you say thanks and he nods and yous know. If it weren't for to each other, there'd be nowhere else to go. The brain drain might have left us in drought, but there's no doubt that the stout inside our rain's still a-falling, like the good times never left because the locals still a-calling. Your name, every weekend the same, ease the pain of a back-breaking shift or soothe your carpal tunnel itch. Gather the boys, make some noise, let out your cathartic cries of times gone by and times to be and all the times you miss, because you see, there's no thinking when you're drinking, sinking pints and dodging points of contention. Flinch at the mention of a well-rounded discussion, boost percussion, drum and bass, wreck the place off your face, blissful disgrace. It's the power of the youth to slam cans and burn zoots, because we don't have the hands up, don't shoot, that doesn't come into it here. We're not living in fear of the systematic, semi-automatic or the boys in blue, because what's true for me isn't true for you. We have the privilege to accept our fate and blame the state with our commie dogma driving mates. We have the privilege to play FTG and ACAP and still make a home to see mammy. We have the privilege to be cogs in the wheel, bricks in the wall, with a net of means-tested welfare to catch us when we fall. And so, we settle into passive aggression. We settle into accepting recession. We settle into blissful disgrace, but never ignorance, because the only thing we know is our place. I said the only thing we know is our place. Thank you. That phone at me hand, calm down. Right, so the next one I'm going to do is called 16-Year-Old Poet. I'm 18 now, and 2 years ago actually when I met the lovely Annette and Phil and the whole Word Up collective that I'm a part of now, I was fresh on the scene, I was doing my first big gigs and everything, and everyone was so amazed because I was a 16-year-old poet. Oh my god, she's great and she's so small. And I was like, yeah, I'm good anyways, but that's alright. So the whole thing was just following me around for years in my head. I was like, they only thought I was good because I was so young, and now I'm getting older. Like, I'm technically an adult, very technically an adult, so they were like, it's not going to be the same thing. But then I was like, that's just me doing that to myself. So then it stopped being a problem with me being young, and it started being a problem with me getting paid for my art. It made me really uncomfortable. So that's what this one's about, and it's called 16-Year-Old Poet, and I hope you like it. 16-year-old poet, yeah, you know I know it all. Document my rise and my fall in pretty paragraphs for public consumption. Make no assumptions, be under no illusions. My life's no smooth 16 stanza sonnet. It's rife and riddled with contusions, confusing the downs for ups. Drinking cheap spirits from chipped cups. I'm like a jigsaw puzzle with pieces missing. Annoying, frustrating, infuriating, creating nothing but a sense of dissatisfaction. Full of pretty words but lacking any action. I'm so sick of the rhyme and scheme. Inside it seems I process shit uniquely. Think of things too deeply, and when I speak I do so sweetly. That's my poet voice. I'll fill my lungs and strain my tongue to push syllables that fit the bill of a spoken word artist, because the hardest part is to make every sentence sound important and present, so you're messing and listen up as if you give them. Said I'm so sick of the rhyme and scheme. This time I mean what I say. Just like I meant it yesterday and the other day, and when I get paid and my point's been made and my value's been decided, and I did what I was asked to do, perform for you, dangled my deepest dreams, dreads and desires on a shoe string, ring, ring, ring. That's my morality calling, but my sanity stalling, so I let it go to voicemail. My words fail, my words trail as I tap, tap, tap another email, as capitalism prevails over pride and integrity, over rhymes and the itty-bitty nitty-gritty bits of me that scream, where's the art in that? Tell me, where's the art in that? Thank you. Quaint and queer, the mile-long glare, kids being born in steps and stairs, tales of fairies with an E, our old hauntress the banshee getting lain across a knee. Veg man kicked the can, laughed at for calling an Annie Nan, messages for mammy, brown paper for your books, the one coloured girl in school getting none but funny looks. Mating a bit of cabbage, should them not a bleeding savage, should the family finish her food, should a spoon would sort your attitude, should his daddy was a drinker, should her eldest married a tinker, should 6 is a fine age to walk to school alone, should a woman's place is in the home while daddy sits upon his throne. A patriarchal pyramid with paternal powers taking priority. Father first, mummy in the middle, and kids come paddy last, and kids did as daddy asked, and kids reared themselves. But sure, maybe it's best not to delve into the murky waters of our mothers and fathers and their mothers and fathers and focus on the gift that is the present and focus on the shift in social attention onto the youth and our errors, our lack of effort and work ethic. It's pathetic. For society is self-righteous, safe space seeking and sociable socialites, socially RSVP into history's biggest pity party. Oh, but that wouldn't be me and my girls. Because me and my girls know the importance of saying yes, but the importance of saying no, and me and my boys understand that a woman's room was under no man's command, and we are well aware what mammy means by our mile-long glare. Sure, we've no cares for a generation of tantrums and crocodile tears. Goes to show the pyramid's been inverted, but the course of adulthood's been perverted. Born into austerity, dressed up as prosperity, spare us our pity and pennies best. Spare us our 0-hour contracts and advised 8 hours of rest. Spare us our cries of mollycoddled millennials and sheltered snowflakes. Spare us our guilt trip for the daily 12 and shame and heartbreak. Spare us our cries of reformation while you piggyback off our centenary celebrations. Stepping stone to Irish freedom that's been drowned in the murky waters of our mothers and fathers and their mothers and fathers. Prospects of youth there brushed out quicker than the forgotten 75 plus 2, but we'll be the forgotten who rise up 101 years after and revolt out the guns in great granny's rafters. Our words will be our ammunition, our troops will lead a brighter mission, and our generation, Generation X, Y and Z, can be all those baby boomers assume us to be. But we can be so much more, and we will be so much more. More than Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, more than Shreddy's Coke and Noodles and never learning how to cook, more than robbing garden gnomes and church speakers and student homes, more than double dropping, hard bass popping, count our top in session, more than post-concert depression, more than proving a point, more than rolling a joint, more than a 10-spot score bag winner, more than messing up your midterms and praying hard for summer, more than a list poem written by the self-proclaimed poet, more than that stupid nickname, yeah, you know it, more than 700 years of bitter and stew, more than your well-worn, your sacrosanct bus route, more than LGBTQ, more than what they think of you, more than what you think of you, more than what you ever dreamed you could do, more than Ireland but never wetter, more than Neilstown but never better, more than the murky waters left for us by our mothers and fathers and their mothers and fathers, and more, and more, and more. We will be so much more. Thank you.